All right, in this video, I told you guys that I was going to show you some of the projects that we're working on around the house and talk about some of the bigger projects that need to be done. So far, we've been just kind of focused on, well, a lot of the time was focused the first week on paperwork and getting my visa. We talked a little bit about that in the first video, if you watched that video. But I'm married to a Spanish lady, and so I get sort of a family reunification type of a visa. So we spent about a week. We had to drive over to Huesca twice, which is an hour and a half each way because we didn't have two documents we needed the first time. So anyway, we spent a lot of time doing paperwork, and most of the rest of the time we spent just doing yard work. I'll fill in some video here. When we first got here, all of this, it's like pavers with concrete around it. It looks like this, and it was just full of, well, not just little weeds like this, but big weeds. I'll put in some footage to show a little bit about what this looked like. It's all this whole area here. There's a lot of it. And then all the way up the driveway, past both cars. It's farther than you can see. We haven't gotten all the way down the driveway yet. We have some company visiting today. And then these stairs were a disaster. It also had a bunch of moss growing in between all the cracks. And then also all the way around here, around the back of the house. So I'll probably put in some video here while I talk about that. So we got all the weeds pulled out of all this paver concrete area. All the weeds pulled out of here. Couldn't see like this rock wall, and couldn't see any of this rock face here. So we've been working on all of that. It continues up here as well. So, I'm going through a spider web. I saw it in the sunlight. Also up here you can see a spot we haven't gotten, but all this more paver up here where eventually the outdoor kitchen is gonna go. So lots of time spent pulling weeds, and then I built a fire pit over there. I'll put in some video here of me building the fire pit. First fire in my new fire pit. Got these old pieces of fence post, and I'm gonna burn up a bunch of this termite laden firewood and get rid of it up here instead of burning it in the house. At first I saw this huge wood pile and I thought how lucky I was to have all this wood, but a lot of it's moldy and dry rotted and has termites in it. So look at this. So I'm trying to pick out the good pieces and chop them all up so we can stay warm. I got power tools! Oh man, I broke my power tools. So that's a lot of what we've been doing. And I mentioned in the first video too, some of the problems that we have around here that we haven't quite started addressing yet. One of them is we don't know that we have potable water. The realtor told us that she didn't think that we could drink the water. The people that we bought this house from just used it as a summer house on the weekends. So underneath this, well, I'll show you. Underneath this black tarp is my cistern for my well. And the other day, I didn't really understand how this works because I had a well when I lived in Montana, but it didn't go into a cistern. It just went straight into the house. Try not to drop my phone in there. So the water stopped working in the house. Let's see if I can get a better angle here. So luckily, the people that we bought the house from had made a couple of videos explaining how the well, which is over there, and the cistern work to pump water into the house. So I came out here and this sucker was dry as a bone. So I guess it's 5,000 gallons. I didn't know how much two people use, so I Googled average consumption of a couple, and it's about 5,000 gallons a month. So we had gone through all of our water supply. So I had to figure out how to repump water into here. But anyway, long story short is we still don't know if we can drink the water. We ordered a test kit, which is being mailed to us, that we have to fill up samples and get back to them. So we're working on finding out if we can drink the water or not. The other main issue we have, which isn't such a problem now as it was a week ago, for the first weeks we were here, it was darn right cold. And we only have a fireplace in the living room as a heating source for the house. So the bedrooms downstairs were pretty cold, and we have to figure out how to get a heat source in here. It's not going to be so much of an emergency here for the next, well, hopefully for the rest of the summer. The summer now. So we want to get that figured out before we come back. What else? Oh, we have, let me go down here. We have wooden rafters all through the top of the house. And there's a coat rack by the front door where we hang our coats. And we were getting sawdust all over everything. See all these wooden rafters, these wooden beams? They go through the house. You can see them on the inside. Something was in there eating them up. And I know that I have termites in my wood pile because I have found the little buggers walking around in there. So we were pretty worried we had termites up here. So we called a bug guy, and the bug guy came out and he did some sort of a spray that we had to leave the house for 3 days, and he put on the inside of the beams where the sawdust was coming down. It really looked more like insulation or something. But anyway, had the bug guy out here, paid him about $350, and got hopefully all the bugs killed. We had been having big old centipedes in here, and millipedes, and some other weird bugs that I don't know what they were. So we've got the bug guy out here, killed the bugs. We got a quote for doing termite spraying. It's gonna be like $3,000. So we're debating on that. We're probably gonna have to do it. Wood has to be protected, and I don't think it is right now. We also have been trying to get an electrician out here. We have some outlets inside of the house that aren't working, and I'd really love to get some wires and some extra cables run out here to do low voltage LED lights. I've been buying some solar lights just to try to make it look cute and see where I might want to place them. So I've got solar lights placed up here pointing at this tree, and I'd like to have some lights pointing up on the house. So, and eventually we'd like to put a hot tub and outdoor shower over here. So we're going to need extra wiring for all of that. We're going to also have to run water over here for the outdoor shower. So I did also figure out, there's this big pipe here that goes off into Neverland. Figured out how to turn that on. I used it to water the olive trees, but I think I could run it all the way around the back of the house and up the side and over here to run the outdoor shower that I'd like to do. We've also been to a couple of the Home Depot type of stores, the Obermatt, the Leroy Merlin, and the Big Mat, trying to find a ladder to get up here to change these lights and do some work, and we haven't been able to successfully find a ladder, A, that we like, or B, that's functional to do what we want. So even at the Leroy Merlin, which is the biggest store, they didn't have the ones in the store that they had online. So they're just like, we'll just order it online. But we haven't had an address, so we couldn't get packages here. So we had to go to the city hall and register some things with the city hall to get an address. We got a really weird address. So the city hall told us that we had an address and there was something important we needed to come and pick up at city hall. It's been a week or so since they told us that. We finally made it over to the city hall today, and the lady had a letter sitting like right on top of her keyboard. And we told her who we were. She's like, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. She's like, it's just a letter. It's just a welcome letter. We wanted to welcome you guys to town. And the mayor wanted to meet you, but he's in a meeting right now. So you're going to have to come back. But the mayor really wanted to meet you. So that was pretty sweet. That's pretty cute for our little village. And hopefully we're going to get to meet the mayor. And they wrote us a welcome letter, welcoming us to the town. So we thought that was very sweet. The other big thing I've been working on is I really want to get an outdoor barbacoa or an outdoor cocina, an outdoor kitchen here. I've got this big, huge slab of a stone table. And I think I want to put some sort of an outdoor kitchen area for cooking over here, and maybe like some sort of an outdoor fireplace here. I just got little twinkle lights, solar powered here, that I put up. I've got a lot of these broken fence posts that I've got to fix around the property that have rotted out. You can see, here's the cars I showed you from the bottom of the driveway. And you can see the driveway keeps going way on down here. So lots of work still to do down there. So we're 3 weeks into this project. That is what has been keeping us busy so far. We haven't had a lot of time to explore the area too much and do a lot of fun things because we really want to get this place whipped into shape as much as possible. We did take a quick trip over to Burgos, where my wife is from. Her uncle had a 50th wedding anniversary, so we went over there. And now the extra car that's here is her parents. They came over to see our house after that. And so they've been staying with us for 2 days, and we're gonna go up to France with them for a couple of days. And then they're gonna drop us back off here, and then it's gonna be back to work. So that's what's been keeping us busy for the last 3 weeks up here. And if you like following along on this journey, you like seeing the progress that we're making on the house up here, and you like to see what it's like to be retired up here in the Pyrenees Mountains in rural Spain, we hope you'll follow along the journey with us and stick around. If you like this video and you like seeing what's going on with us, in the next video, they just had a really cool festival in the next town over. It's goes way back into the olden times when they used to, they still do a lot of logging around here, but they would float all the logs down the river in the springtime when the water was higher. So they still lash logs together and make these primitive rafts, and they float them down the river, and they have a big festival, and everybody dresses up in the old-timey clothes. So I'm going to show you guys what that festival looked like in the next video. Thanks for watching. Give us a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and follow our journey here in rural Spain.
Look, enjoying somebody else's life.